Machado. So, there's a couple of their deals. Rafael Devers, Carlos Correa. We've seen some other contracts out there. Isaac, we've talked about it. I've talked about it. I don't think there's any chance that Manny Machado leaves. Do you do you think there's a 1% chance? Do you think there's a 0.1% chance that he ends up playing in another uniform in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately I do, but not because he doesn't love being in San Diego, not because I think he loves everything about being a Padre, but seeing how the Mets just love, I think the Mets got embarrassed. I really do think the Mets got embarrassed. They might make a pretty significant run at Manny Machado, but I really only see them as our biggest threat. And you know, I don't think the Padres would be going to great lengths in terms of like, oh, let's get Nelson Cruz. Why? Because Manny Machado used to play with him. Manny likes him. Let's get Manny's input on this clubhouse that we want to build. Manny's building a house in Coronado. Like there are so many things that show us Manny's going to be a Padre for as long, hopefully for the rest of his career. I want him to go into the Hall of Fame. I'm hoping he goes into the Hall of Fame as a Padre. I'm hoping he wins a World Series as a Padre. Honestly, I think in before Fernando got suspended, before Fernando was basically out, he was out for the whole season. I kind of think around the league and even by us, Manny didn't get enough. Manny didn't really get the recognition he deserved in terms of he's consistently good. Like we talked about it. It's so hard to consistently post like an 850 plus OPS to consistently be a Gold Glove or a Platinum Glove type player at third base. It's so hard to do it, and yet he does it year in, year out. Somebody posted something talking about how, oh, Nolan Arenado does this, has done this, and this, and he is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If Nolan Arenado's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Manny Machado sure as hell deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as well, because his stats and everything are just as good as Nolan Arenado's. The only difference is he doesn't have Gold Gloves, but they're each other's competition. It's not like it's like Manny's unfortunately not winning because Nolan Arenado's on the other side. And if you look at the stats, like no, Manny deserves those. Manny deserves some of those. If it weren't for Eric Hosmer, he would probably have some of those. So I do think Peter Seidler is going to do everything he can. Peter and AJ are going to do everything they can to secure their captain. And I think he should be. I truly do think, because you know how the Yankees made Aaron Judge the captain. They officially gave him the title. I think they should make Manny captain. I think they should give him that title. I think he deserves it. And I think he deserves another. I think he deserves another 10. Shoot, do the same thing. Do a 10-year, 310 million, 10-year, 300. Do another one. Because he deserves it. And if ownership finds a way to lose Manny Machado, that's gonna hurt us fans way more than any Ha-seong Kim type trade, anything like that. That will hurt way more than losing any. I think Manny's the last player I want to lose, and that's not even because he's not even my favorite player. I like Fernando. Man, Fernando's my favorite player, but I could not stand to lose Manny, man. And so I don't really think he's gonna leave. I think everything's kind of showing he wants to be in San Diego. The house, getting input on the new clubhouse that they want to make, having input on current signings, on future signings. I think everything points to Manny Machado staying a San Diego Padre. Hopefully, for the rest of his career, hopefully going to the Hall of Fame as that.
Yeah, so I mean, I would echo a lot of the stuff that you're saying, just in terms of how important Manny is to this team. But I even think that you're even like putting it as like there's a chance, which I don't think that's wrong or anything. Well, I guess I do think that's wrong. I don't think that's an outrageous thought, right? But I don't see any way that he leaves. Like, okay, and this is why. It's not that the Mets wouldn't offer him more or something like that. Like they could offer him a good deal or whatever. But why would we ever think that Peter Seidler, ownership, agent, right, everyone who's running all this stuff, right? Why would they ever let him walk? There's no reason that comes to my mind. There's no reason that if the Mets say, "Hey Manny, for the rest of your deal, you're making 30 million. We're going to give you 45." Right? That's a high offer. Why would the Padres not turn around and go, "Okay, we'll give you 45 too?" Because what they've done has literally shown that they will do that every single time. The Padres were in on 3 players this offseason, 3 big names, right? First one, Trey Turner. Second one, Aaron Judge. Third one, Xander Bogaerts. You know what was all in common with those deals? They were the highest bidder every single time. Now, Trey Turner, we all know, wanted to go back to Philly, right? Or he wanted to go to the East Coast. It kind of seemed like the writing was in the wall for him to go to Philadelphia. Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is playing on the Yankees. Like he's the Yankees superstar that is coming off of a historic season. It makes sense that he wants to work it out and stay in New York, right? Then Xander Bogaerts. I mean, we've seen what the Red Sox have done. They're absolute fire, the disaster that they've had of the last few years of just tearing down these guys that have won multiple World Series for this team, and they end up not giving Xander Bogaerts an offer that's that great. Padres steal him, right? But why would we think that the Padres would ever let Manny go? There's no chance, dude. Like I really don't think it makes any sense. Like it would have to be such an odd scenario, or this season would have to be like an all-time disaster where that would happen. Like I think it is so unlikely. Like I just do not think there's a chance that it happens, honestly. And like I don't know. I would just be so surprised. And I see Gil says, Soto could walk and stuff. Um, Gil's getting a little bit aggressive in the comments tonight. But I think there's way more of a chance that Soto would walk than Manny. I think Manny is the most likely guy on everyone on the team right now to retire as a San Diego Padre. And guess what? He's not even the oldest. Like he's not the oldest. He's if you look at it from like who could actually leave in terms of like contracts and stuff, he's definitely not up there. But you hear the way that he talks about San Diego, you see that he wanted to kind of have his own team, build his own team and be the captain of that team. He's been able to do that. And you've seen this team grow a lot. And you see him talking about, the adjustments that they're making to the clubhouse and stuff. I don't think there's any chance that it happens, honestly, which is amazing because, I mean, I was super pumped, a few years back when Manny Machado signed. It has been like, I feel like a lot of times, especially in baseball, you look back on contracts and a guy signs and you go, oh man, this was a disappointing contract. There's not a single element of Manny Machado's contract that you look in and go, oh man, like we screwed up. It is as good as it possibly could have been outside of winning a World Series, right? But like that's not really dependent on the player. In terms of Manny's performance, in terms of what Manny's been able to do for the franchise, it is as good as it could possibly be. So I don't think there's any chance that he leaves, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're right. But the unfortunate thing is that this is going to remain some sort of rumor, or this is going to be one of the talks in the MLB up until he gets extended. But yeah, I think everything leans towards Manny staying a Padre. I see a lot of people talking about Soto. It seems like everyone kind of thinks it's either between Soto or Manny. It's not. It's not. He'll get both. I really think Silo will try getting both. Um, I think they're all going to stay Padres. I kind of found I did like the Bogart signing. Don't get me wrong. I kind of found it weird though in the way that, like, damn, how are you going to keep them all? And then you got Joe Musgrove, and then you're going to need some pitching soon because you Darvish and Blake Snell are going to be free agents. And you don't exactly have a farm. It really seems like this is the year. This year is the year they're going all in. And that's how it looks in terms of the lineup. Starting pitching, not so much, but the lineup sure as hell shows they're going all in on 2023. They want to win a World Series this year because they think this is going to be the best chance. You got the Dodgers kind of trying to stay under 233. You got, I mean, the Mets are spending a lot of money, but same damn team. They still suck. You guys know what I mean. They don't suck, but I don't like them. Let me see. I want to answer more of you guys' comments because we talked about Manny, we talked about Nelson Cruz, talked about Ha-seong Kim. I don't really feel like there's much more to say about Manny. I think he's gonna stay a Padre, and we're gonna know more. We're gonna talk about it more. as the season goes along, as the off season goes along, because we're going to get details. But we don't really have a lot to go off of right now, other than the Mets kind of took into consideration that Manny Machado might be a free agent after this season. Kim for Logan Gilbert. um, so other than that sort of speculation, we don't really know what's going to be going on with Manny Machado